John Belcher, law offices of John Belcher. The most celebrated and watched trial in recent memory is the Johnny Depp case for defamation against Amber Heard and the cross complaint that she has for defamation. She sued for defamation, not for statements that were made by Johnny Depp, but instead were made by his attorney under the theory that the statements that her claims were falsified were false and that they were directed by Mr. Depp. Now, one key issue in the case is the issue of collateral estoppel and res judicata. And in the law, you don't have the right to litigate once, lose on the merits, and litigate again exactly the same issue. It's going to be binding. And this is a very key element of our jurisprudence, because if you could litigate, then people with sour grapes that litigated and lost would bring the same case again and again. Well, in fact, The Sun in Great Britain, in London, published an article accusing Johnny Depp of being a wife beater. It went to trial and it went to appeal, and the court found that he was a wife beater. And yet, here we are with the jury trial, and for one reason or another, he's getting a second bite at the apple. It may be that because it was in Great Britain, they don't recognize it as a foreign judgment of containing collateral estoppel effect. But that said, if Johnny Depp had obtained a judgment against The Sun, he could have domesticated the judgment here and then move forward to collect on assets within the United States. So good news for the Depp team, they got past that. Bad news, everybody knows about that. And what is remarkable about the Depp versus Heard case is the incredible amount of social media following and activity that there has been. Emily Baker, who is a former deputy district attorney in Los Angeles County, has a YouTube channel that's routinely getting 1.3 million views as she chats and gives her insights on the case. One of the most interesting witnesses in the case was a social media expert who represented Amber Heard. His name is Ron Schnell. And I have to say, when you hear him go through voir dire, which is where you're checking out his qualifications, he was a professor at 14, has worked at Bell Labs and so on and so forth. Very, very powerful and awe-inspiring credentials. Basically, what he did was he went through and tried to identify when there were negative tweets about Amber Heard and correlate them to Johnny Depp's lawyers making comments that her claims were falsified. Well, one of the hashtags that he felt was negative towards Amber Heard was justice for Johnny Depp, to which Depp's lawyers correctly pointed out and insightfully cross-examined, why is justice for Johnny Depp something negative for Amber Heard? Why isn't justice good in all instances? And why isn't that at some level a neutral post? But make no mistake about it, Mr. Schnell found in just that time period he was looking at 1 million hostile tweets about Amber Heard, and a lot of vile hashtags were directed at her. And tearfully, she testified that she routinely received death threats and the most vile and vulgar accusations about her character. And at a certain level, Johnny Depp has screw you money. He can do what he wants. And had this case been one in which he wouldn't necessarily get any money because it was uncollectible, um, he likely would have gone forward for that exact reason, which was he wanted to exact his pound of flesh. And he wanted to set her up as the bad person. And right now, in terms of personality scores, Amber Heard scores below Vladimir Putin, which is really saying something. But there's a real danger here. And the real danger for us as attorneys is when we get clients that are using the litigation not for the purpose of collecting money or obtaining specific performance, but they have, for lack of a better word, side agendas. And in this particular case, Johnny Depp may very well get what he's hoping for, but my experience is functionally every time when there are side agendas and it's more about punishing the other side than collecting and the merits of the case, it's a very bad case to take. That said, the lawsuit against Prince Andrew was settled, I believe, north of $20 million. And there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is that Prince Andrew would have been excoriated in social media, and it would have been an absolute circus that was worth that much money to not have go in front of the public. The Depp Heard trial isn't just a trial, it is a war. And at least on social media, Johnny Depp is winning.